I'll be perfectly honest with you, because up until basically Monday, State was struggling. Let's just go ahead and be real honest. Mississippi State was really struggling about probably up until, like I said, up until Monday. They were really struggling. They were really trying hard to figure out what they were doing as recruiting. I was really worried about this. I didn't know. I was getting ready to come onto this show and just completely bash the coaching staff for not taking this seriously. But they get a big pickup on Monday. Braylon Womack from Hartfield Academy in Flowood, Mississippi. He ends up decommitting from Auburn and commits to the Bulldogs. Look, I have not been following to see who has sit in their letters this morning. I'm hoping that he's one of the first ones to do so. I haven't seen it, but my guess is there's probably going to be signings, ceremonies, all that kind of stuff. This helped a lot. Mississippi State went from like around 50 in the recruiting rankings all the way up to about 30. There's been a little bit of movement. Vanderbilt got their own 5-star player, which that in of itself is just shocking. The fact that they got a 5-star themselves. They got a 5-star quarterback. I think the number 1 recruit in the entire country, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong about that. But they got a 5-star quarterback. They picked it up from, I think, Georgia, possibly. I'm not sure. I don't remember who they got because he committed to Vanderbilt. But just a new world that we're living in, which Vanderbilt is getting 5-star players. It sent them a little bit higher than Mississippi State. So Mississippi State has dropped back down to 32. They are still hoping to get a couple of recruits before they sign their papers today. So we'll see if that ends up happening. But I will say this. This is the first time since I started up this podcast that I can say something positive about Mississippi State. Look, one of the things that you have going for you, if you're a Mississippi State fan, if you're on the Bulldog coaching staff, you've got an opportunity with Lane Kiffin heading for LSU. You've got an opportunity to pick up some recruits. Look, there's going to be a lot of players that are going to be available. You're going to have players from Florida, from Auburn, from LSU, from Ole Miss. I'm trying to think, Kentucky. You're going to have a lot of players who are probably going to be hitting the portal. You need to pick them up. If you can use this momentum, if you can create any kind of momentum here on signing day, picking up a few players that you weren't expecting, it could help you going into that portal and get some guys on board.